Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and we pick up once again in Genshin Impact, in Storm Terror's Lair. And now it's time that we opened the path to face Dvalin himself. But to do that, we're going to have to break the seal. And it's a three-pronged incident here. So we're going to have to break 3 separate devices to get this going. Let's see if I'm... Nope, not quite gonna be high enough on my own. Looks like that'll do the trick, though. Okay. Now just to collect the other 2 pieces. Because if I remember correctly, each of these seals has 3 keys. And in order to break them open, you need to collect all 3 keys and slot them in. Fortunately, it's a relatively simple job collecting them. And that's 1 actuator unlocked. 2 to go.
Wow, this light actuating ceremony does work magic! It looks like one of the 3 halos above has now become solid ground! Let's start looking for the next puzzle!
Yep. And Windwheel Asters. We'll be needing those to ascend the Traveler. As for the time being, I do intend on using him a fair bit. As I mentioned, I'm considering pulling for Kinich when he comes around. Not gonna be for a while yet. Oop. Went for a bit of a tumble there, got distracted. But yes, hopefully by the time Kinich arrives, I'll have enough Prima Gems, hopefully, to get him. Oh, I have like 2 months. Though, that said, I'm, like I said, not using Welkin, not using Battle Pass. And I'm not buying Genesis Crystal top-ups either. So this'll purely be based on what I can scrounge together, doing daily commissions and exploring the world. And I'm gonna need 180 wishes if I want a guarantee.
Dodge this!
I must leave now.
You're in
So
for
it
a
is
little.
going to be quite the ordeal. But, on the flip side, this particular moment, I do have the advantage of the simple fact that this is a fresh account.
Leave it all to me.
Meaning that I do
As a dutiful
have
maid would.
all of the regions to explore. Oh, you're spinning to win, so can I. Oh, turns out you won that engagement, huh? Oh, didn't mean to get on top of this. But yeah, there's a lot of exploring I can do, lots of side quests. Frankly, there's more I can do to get a 5-star here than there is on my main account. That said,
All in a day's work.
it's still going to be arduous. Okay.
Someone needs to...
Looks like we have a matter of verticality to deal with. Yeah, a level 40 weapon really does make a huge difference.
stone.
That said, Noelle is still quite helpful. Okay, that's 2 out of 3. Now, just need to find the last one, and we'll be able to break open this second attenuator. Ah, there it is. But I'm not going to be able to reach it straight on. We're going to have to do a bit of climbing. So it'll be interesting to see where exactly I have to go, because it looks like some of these pillars have ridges on them that might stop me climbing. And then I just go over immediately without hassle. Okay. Now, to find the device itself, because I didn't actually spot it on the way in. I do like the ambiance here. Singing is quite lovely. I don't want to risk leaving the area. Oh, wait, there it is. As I'm worried that if I leave the area, then all 3 of the keys will go back to their original places. And that would not be helpful.
It seems 2 of the halos have become solid ground. 1 more and the seals at the top of the tower will be broken.
Indeed. And we are just doing the primary puzzle here to fight Dvalin. We will be back for all the other stuff, trust me, but right now we're trying to get through the Mondstat story. In particular, I also hope to do this fast enough to be able to enter Simulanka. The Summertide Scales and Tails event is still ongoing right now. And I'm hoping to get a copy of Kirara from it. And possibly her new outfit too. And it'll be a nice infusion of Prima Gems if I can pillage the entirety of Simulanka before it vanishes forever. And, for what it's worth, I won't be recording that trip. Not on this character, anyway. Not on this account, rather.
Leave it all to...
But I have already recorded the entirety of my playthrough of Simulanka on my main account. Wrong timing. In fact, I've already published a couple of those episodes. Certainly several of them by the time of this being published. And that's number 3. The portal is open.
It's done! Paimon thinks we should venture onward from here.
Of course. We didn't come all this way just to abandon Dvalin at the last hour. Oh, okay. Teleport.
I'm thinking about turning these adventures into songs after we're done.
Well, we certainly have gone through quite a lot recently.
Hopefully, this song will be sung for years to come by the people of Mondstat, just like the legend of Vanessa.
I have loved that song since I was small. How are you feeling today, Honorary Knight? I am completely prepared and fully confident that we can do this.
Rest assured, I'm completely prepared.
Even Master D-Luke accompanied us to the very end, despite only being an accidentally involved bystander.
You shared your secret with me, and I only returned your trust to the same extent.
So trust is what drove Master D-Luke here. And responsibility, Master Jean. What about you, Venti? Well, obviously his friendship with Dvalin. But I'll ask anyway.
It's freedom.
Ah,
Freedom?
When you first arrived at Mondstat, did no one tell you that Mondstat is the city of freedom?
Amber did mention that.
She really is a child of freedom. Mondstat is a romantic city without the reign of a king, and its citizens enjoy the most freedom amongst the 7 nations. I hope the dragon that once protected Mondstat will soon be free too. No one should have deceived him by telling him that Mondstat betrayed him. And no one should have told him that it was his eternal duty to protect the city. He has the right and freedom to choose his own way of life.
Venti?
Well then, traveler, may the thousands of years of wind that have blown through Mondstat go with you. Just like the last time, I shall channel Anemo energy for you.
I knew it. It was your voice I heard. Yes, when first I battled Dvalin in the sky, it was you who gave me the strength to do so.
Oh, no wonder you said his voice sounds familiar.
Calm before the storm is ended. Ah, a long shot indeed. And if I remember correctly, that is the quest I need to complete to bring Barbara into the fold.
Ta-da!
Yep.
Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you. Hello. Ta-da!
Okay, so we finish this quest, and then we get Barbara, our best healer to date. And we won't have to rely on Noelle for protection anymore, or at least not for her healing. Now then, to confront Storm Terror and restore him to his rightful name, Dvalin. Recommended level party 26. Storming Terror. After a long and daring pursuit of Dvalin, who has been led astray by the Abyss Mages, you are about to finally confront him once and for all. Quite so. I think I'll keep this team for now. Granted, we're not all level 40. But this will do for the time being.
Look! There are 2 shiny spots on Dvalin's back! They appear to be poisonous blood clots that have coagulated on his wounds. The Abyss Order must have cursed the wounds. That's what's corrupting Dvalin's mind. To save Dvalin, we're going to have to get rid of those blood clots. Aim for those blood clots.
Yep, a minor shooting gallery. Admittedly, they could have been more creative with the actual gameplay of this. But then again...
Dvalin Dvalin is getting away. But I'm familiar with his tactics. Just hold on a bit longer.
Kind of wishing I'd fully healed before I came here. I wonder, can I shoot down some of his shots? Nope. Doesn't look like it. That would be a nice detail. Being able to counter his fire with my own. And if the aiming were a little more precise, then there could be...
I'll extract and condense the pure Anemo from the shots being fired. Shattering them will create acceleration currents.
Could be a bit of nuance to
I
it.
can't control where they will appear, so keep your eyes peeled.
Thankfully I'm not taking much damage from all these hits. I've almost caught back up with him. Okay. Come on. Finally caught up with him again. Let's break that scar. The crystal of corruption, I guess you'd call it. Sorry, Dvalin, but you're making it a bit difficult to only hit the crystal. Come on. Uh-oh, he's getting away again. Crap, and now we're getting shot at again. Wonderful. Next time we catch him, it should be the end, though. And oh, I just noticed we're flying upside down. My, but that must be disorienting for Aether. Okay, come on. There we go. Finally got some wind currents. In a way, those are actually more harmful than good, because it forces me to stick in a specific area, which means I wind up getting hit more often thanks to those bubbles. But they are the only way to catch up to Dvalin, so a necessary evil, I guess. No, I'm not quite close enough, am I? One more jolt forward might do it. There we go. Now, just to break it at last. There we go.
I'm sorry this is hurting you.
It must be done. Alas, there is no alternative.
Now we can fight Dvalin. Dvalin on equal grounds. The grandest bard is here to help. But first, let me be clear. Even after hundreds of years without use, Dvalin's teeth and claws are still very dangerous.
There we go.
Now is our chance. Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
Propagate!
Let's spark things.
Can I break it in one go? Almost. Oh, yes! Got it! Ha. Just barely, though, but we got it in one.
This place is gonna collapse!
Care to lend a hand, Venti? Dvalin to the rescue.
It's been a while since we flew like this together. Huh, Dvalin?
Just now. Why? Why did you not ask me to protect you like the last time?
Me not wanting you to listen to the Abyss Order doesn't mean that you have to listen to me. Freedom, if demanded of you by an Archon, is really no freedom at all.
Is this the power of the Anemo Archon? But I am no longer part of the Four Winds.
Even if that's so, you still protected us regardless. Now spread your wings of freedom and go with my blessing.
And so, the Storm Terror threat was quelled. I clarified the misunderstanding to the citizens of Mondstat, and let them know that they are safe. To them, it seems Storm Terror attacked Mondstat out of nowhere, and then vanished just as quickly. They must be finding the whole ordeal very confusing.
However, winds change their course. Someday, they will blow towards a brighter future.
One day later, eh? Yes, we do have a few loose ends, to put it mildly. La Signora. Huh. But we also have hilichurls.
You guys are back! The honorary knight returns triumphant. Yep, we're back from tussling with Dvalin. You just returned yesterday, right? Jean got back first, and she told us all about your heroic deeds. I wonder if I'll ever get an opportunity like that.
All thanks to your referral.
That doesn't come into it. You guys deserve all the credit for how you resolved this crisis. When I brought you into the city that day, I was just doing my duty as an outrider. You're welcome. But have you been waiting for us here this whole time? Of course not. Just because I'm not out on the front line doesn't mean I don't have work to do. In fact, I'm dealing with the aftermath of the crisis as we speak. Aftermath? Here? What happened in Mondstat? While Master Jean was away, the monsters lurking nearby made a coordinated attack on the city. Fortunately, we weren't completely taken by surprise. I detected the hilichurls were moving closer to the city a while back. Oh, yeah! Paimon remembers. When we first met, you were clearing out one of their camps. Exactly. And if we hadn't started making preparations back then, Mondstat would be in much greater danger by now.
Why would the hilichurls do this? What purpose is there in attacking the city right now?
I know. It's strange. Hilichurls aren't usually capable of coordinating like this. Our best guess is that the Abyss Order is behind it. They've taken over the hilichurls? Good thing we saved Dvalin, or they might have taken him too.
That's right. And since I'm the Outrider, it's up to me to keep eyes on the Abyss Order from now on. I'm sorry. You should be celebrating your victory, not listening to all this somber talk. I promised to take you out for some sticky honey roast, didn't I? Before everyone got caught up in the Storm Terror crisis. There's no time like the present, right? You guys hungry?
You bet! You may have forgotten till just now, but it's been on Paimon's mind this whole time.
Awesome, let's go! It's been way too long since I last ate a sticky honey roast myself. Wait for me at Good Hunter. I'll be right there. I just have to clean up here real quick.
I think I'll give you a quick hand with that.
Scatter!
All of these hilichurl constructs are unsightly. Let's see. I should also have Barbara.
Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you.
Nope, you certainly shall not.
Ta-da! Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you. Ta-da!
Alright.
Hello, nice to meet
Everything.
Let the magic begin!
Now then, with Barbara on the team, I have a little bit of reorganizing to do. So, trading Lisa for Barbara,
I'll take care of it.
and Noelle.
Ooh, you're taking me out?
I'm not actually going to remove Noelle from the party. Instead, I'll put her on the opposite end of it, which is usually where I put my shielders.
Oh, how exciting!
I do adore her enthusiasm. Now then, Barbara will be given the thrilling tales of dragon slayers, as it synergizes with her far more than it does Lisa. As for artifact sets, if I remember correctly, Barbara gets a lot of mileage out of her total HP. So, 2 pieces of Adventurer's set could be quite helpful. But, let's figure out which would be better. Yep, most people agree. HP percent. For the win for Barbara. Let's see now. Healing bonus is very helpful. Okay, yep, and she needs a flower, or a feather rather. Do we have any with HP bonus? 2%, not great, but not terrible either. It's getting in the right direction anyway. Okay. Barbara is going to be our primary healer for a long time. Hello there, Otto.
Thanks for helping us clean up the battlefield. You really didn't have to, you know. This work ethic of yours really puts me to shame. I know this paltry sum doesn't begin to pay you back for everything you've done for the Knights, but for what it's worth, please take it.
Well, I thank you all the same. Now then. Oh, the birds are stuck. Oh, they were for a second there. And now to await Amber at the Good Hunter.
Here we go. This is it. Crisis, danger, the thrill of adventure. Adventurers Guild! Finally, our days of rescuing kittens and finding lost puppies are over! The age of adventure is upon us! Roll up, youngsters! Join the Adventurers Guild today! In this time of great upheaval, we must rally together, take on the dragon, and save our great city of Mondstat!
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but the dragon has already been, dealt with.
What? What? The Storm Terror threat is resolved? I missed the acting clanmaster's speech?
I'm afraid so.
Storm Terror should have put up more of a fight. We didn't get to join in.
I believe it worked out for the best. Dvalin is now free, and alive and well besides. So I think it all went rather well, considering what the alternative would have been.
Long live the heroes. Thank you. It's finally over. Many trade routes have closed due to the Storm Terror incident. We can cope for now without fresh fruit and vegetables. But if the wine supply dries up, we're all doomed.
Doomed?
I cannot imagine a world without wine. I hope they get the trade routes back up and running soon.
I see. Hello, Grace.
So Storm Terror's true identity is Dvalin, one of the Four Winds. We never should have forgotten his past sacrifice for Mondstat. Every cloud has a silver lining. We're fortunate that our relationship with the Dragon of the East didn't sour past the point of no return. For that, we have you to thank. And Jean for her unfailing devotion. As long as we have the Knights of Favonius, peace and freedom will prevail in Mondstat.
Yes. I would like to think so too. But Diluc would cast doubt on that idea.
Haven't you heard?
Oh, look, it's Kaya.
I guess I'll post a
Greetings. May I take your order?
Why so cold? I've always thought that we enjoy quite the intimate friendship.
I didn't see you there. And I do not count anyone as an intimate friend who would be willing to lie to me, even if for a noble purpose.
It seems your great battle sharpened not only your combat skills, but your wit as well. A knight after my own heart. To bask in the presence of Mondstat's new big hero is quite the morale boost. And that's coming from a knight.
It's also coming from a liar. I can't trust half the things you say.
Sweet-talking, sugar-coated Captain Kaya.
Nonsense. I speak from the heart.
And to that I say, what are you plotting this time?
Me? Nothing. On the contrary, I'm trying to work out what others are plotting. That's why I'm here. Somewhere quiet, where I can collect my thoughts.
So what you thinking about then?
The Abyss Order. A dragon wreaks havoc in Mondstat, and the acting Grand Master leaves the city to combat the threat. Strategically, that's the perfect moment for the Abyss Order to make their move. If you were the Abyss Order, would you squander this golden opportunity by sending in nothing more than a few hilly churls?
There must be more to this story. Something else is preparing.
To get to the bottom of it, I decided to wait. So I waited, and watched for their next move. Then came the day you made all hell break loose in Storm Terror's lair. Just as the hilly churls' cries sounded from the city gates. That same day, I saw shadowy figures lurking in the city itself.
Inside the city?
Well, all the other knights were outside, fighting the enemy. As you can imagine, that left the inside of the city completely unguarded. Except for me, of course. And so I approached the Abyss Order infiltrators for a bit of, let's call it fraternizing. Through various means, I managed to gather some rather interesting intel. The situation is this. The Abyss Order. They are united under a single leader.
The Abyss Order has a leader?
Yes. And it was this very leader who devised the plot to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war.
What exactly did you have to do to find this out?
Let's just say I'm blessed with certain linguistic powers. There's more. The Abyss Order has a name for this leader. They call her the Princess.
The princess, you say?
Now, I'm sorry to cut this intelligence briefing short, but I do believe I spy Amber heading this way. I think she's still angry with me for my absence from the defense effort during the attack. I'd better slip away before she notices me.
1 minute I see Kaya, the next he slipped away. Clear sign of a guilty conscience.
To be fair to him, he does a lot behind the scenes.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like exactly what he'd say to talk himself out of trouble. But let's forget about him. I worked super hard today, and my tummy's rumbling. Let's order. Hi, Sarah. 1 sticky honey roast, please.
Let's make it daylight again. As ever, the time moves far too quickly. If I take any time at all to linger on an idea or a statement, then suddenly it takes all the daylight away.
Today's recommendation is the steak. So, now the Storm Terror threat is behind us. What are your plans for the next step?
Paimon thinks it's time to leave Mondstat and keep looking through the 7 nations until we find clues about his sister.
Huh, really? Oh, well, I guess this is goodbye for now.
I will miss Mondstat.
Hey, don't feel down. You'll always be a friend of the Knights of Avonius, and our honorary knight. Wherever you may go, and wherever the wind may blow.
I'll come back and visit, have no fear.
That's the spirit. Remember, Mondstat will always welcome you. All right, now let's eat before it gets cold.
That was good. Note to Paimon, Amber's recommendations are worth the wait.
Of course. Well, I don't trust myself in the kitchen. You can always trust me with the menu. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Jean's waiting for you at the cathedral. It's something to do with the Holy Lair de Himmel. You'd better head there now.
That does remind me that the Holy Lair was in fact destroyed by that Abyss Mage. And I don't seem to recall any punishment being meted out for that. Nor do I recall there being a resolution for the damage done to the lyre. Well, I presume that Jean is going to chew someone out for that. Or probably try to figure out some way to deal with the problem. Let's get some healing in. It's been a while, so let's see. Ah, yes, it does heal over time. It's actually been a long while since I've used Barbara actively. But yes, your active character receives healing so long as her elemental skill is active. And while it's active, Barbara herself can do some decent healing as well. Though that does require her to be on field, and for her to be using her normal attack in combination with her elemental skill. Weren't you down by the bridge? Oh well, not that it matters over much. It's Barbara, Venti, and Jean.
This is Barbara, the deaconess of the church. She is here to retrieve the holy lyre de Hamel.
May the Anemo Archon protect you. I'm not really in a position to speak compared to our acting Grand Master, but I still want to thank you all on behalf of all of Mondstat for your assistance. Fortunately, everything was resolved peacefully. I can't imagine how an all-out war between the military and the dragon would have ended.
Now the Fatui have no choice but to keep their mouths shut. They must be annoyed that things didn't turn out as planned for them. This time, they even lost their best excuse to pressure the Knights of Favonius. Diplomatically speaking, they gained nothing, and on the contrary, simply proved just how vexatious they can be.
Sounds like quite the story. So, did you bring the holy lyre with you? We cannot ask you to keep defending the lyre forever. The Seneschal has been pressing me for a while now.
We, did bring it with us. It's a little...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not here to collect rent. The church has always received special funding.
The holy lyre!
Lord Barbados! Even if I atone for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough!
Oh, give it here.
Yes, try to make this right, Lord Barbados.
How could this holy lyre, but how?
Huh? Let Paimon see!
No. I don't know how you managed to fix it, but you'll never touch the lyre again!
We, really should get going. That trick I used to repair the holy lyre. I mean, the magic I used isn't going to hold forever, you know.
What? You tone-deaf bard! Hey, don't go!
So you just pretended to fix it. Oh, I'm not going... Oh, no. I'm going to have to be there to explain to the poor sod who touches it and accidentally, quote-unquote, breaks it again, and think it's their fault. Ooh. Oh dear, looks like karma came for Venti right quick. But it came in the form of Fatui. Ooh. Throws Paimon over.
At last, Mondstat's rodent ruler in the flesh. Scurrying through the streets looking for leftovers? Mondstat calls this a god?
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Don't you dare speak back to me, insolent bard.
He is an Archon.
Absentee Archon of Mondstat. How impotent you've become.
That smirky wear looks out of place. Did you steal it from your master's face?
Should have held your tongue.
So, this is a Gnosis. Wouldn't be caught dead wearing this ugly thing in public.
Beauty is a waste when the beholder has no taste.
Venti!
Well, we have what we came here for. Come, before our dear Favonian friends arrive. Leave nothing for them to find.
Standard Mondstat music seems a little off for this.
Honorary Knight, you're awake.
Barbara? Venti, is he alright? And where is La Signora?
I wouldn't say he's alright, exactly. I found you lying unconscious outside the cathedral and used my elemental powers to heal you. That bard awakened first, but strangely, my healing powers had almost no effect on him. This is the first time I've encountered such a patient. But he just said, it's completely normal, and then got up and left the cathedral.
Well, he's not exactly human, that Venti.
He left? Already? Where'd he go?
The symbol of Mondstadt's hero. That's what he said. I wanted to stop him, but I mean, Master Jean, said to let him leave. How strange.
I believe I understand, and I know where he's gone.
Paimon remembers Venti healing under that tree before. It's probably due to the connection between Windrise and the Anemo Archon. Master Jean has figured it out as well, but we can't tell Barbara.
Well, you might as well have just done that, considering she's literally 3 feet in front of us.
The Fatui were the ones who attacked you? That's too much. Master Jean has already returned to the Knight's headquarters. She said that she will look for evidence. But she also said that if the Fatui didn't leave any traces, the Knights might find it difficult to lodge a complaint against them.
Yes, they ran off. So that I don't have the option to pin it on them. It would be my word against theirs. And it's not as if La Signora would simply hand over the Gnosis if I pointed out she had it. So is this acceptable to you, Venti? Having lost your Gnosis? Are you better now?
The wind amongst the branches is good. I love the way it smells. I said the exact same thing last time. Why do I only say these things when I'm down on my luck?
Tell me, God of Anemo, what is a Gnosis exactly?
So you noticed. This isn't something I'm meant to discuss with ordinary people, but I suppose I can let you in on the secret. As you know, visions are external magical foci that only a small minority of people possess. They use these visions to channel elemental power. In truth, every wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people allogenes.
Allogenes? Paimon's never heard of them before.
That's because this is a secret that only Archons are privy to. We don't need primitive tools like visions. Instead, each Archon has an internal magical focus that resonates directly with Celestia itself, known as a Gnosis.
You seem to have a vision hanging from your hip. But I suppose it's a forgery then, isn't it?
It's just a glowing glass ball I carry around to avoid suspicion.
I feel cheated, but I guess I'm used to that by now with you, at any rate.
So who was that nasty woman who sent Paimon flying and stole your Gnosis?
Her name is Signora, number 8 of the Harbingers. She and the rest of the Harbingers have been given godlike executive authority by the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, and with it, strength surpassing that of other mortals.
The Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya? Isn't that...
Indeed. She is one of the 7. The Tsaritsa who reigns from the Zeppeljärni Palace, and the one person that the Fatui Harbingers all answer to. The 7 don't always get along well, but still. I never thought that she would plot to steal another Archon's Gnosis.
And what sort of goddess is the Tsaritsa? Who is she?
How should I put this? 500 years ago, I knew her well, but I can't say the same is true now. You see, a certain catastrophe happened 500 years ago, and after that, she cut off all ties with me. But we can save discussion of the Geo Archon and the Fatui for another day. If you seek the rest of the 7, many difficulties lie ahead of you still. You should head for Mondstat's neighboring nation of Liyue. The Geo Archon who reigns there, unlike me, administrates his entire region personally. He only descends once every year to give his divine predictions, which set the direction for Liyue for the rest of that year.
Even so, it sounds like he works much harder than a certain someone who...
That's all you have to say.
In any case, this year's Rite of Dissension is soon to begin. If you miss it, you'll just have to wait another year.
What? Oh, why didn't you tell us before? Well, then bye! We're going!
One moment, Windborn Outlander.
That does remind me. Sorry for borrowing the statue's Anemo power without asking.
Just use it gratefully. Or, better yet, treat me to a glass of dandelion wine. Traveler, as you set off on your journey once again, you must remember that the journey itself has meaning. The birds of Tevat, the songs in the cities, the Tsaritsa, her Fatui and the monsters, they are all part of your journey. The destination is not everything. So before you reach the end, keep your eyes open. Use the chance to take in the world around you.
I understand.
Great. So, that's that for the Anemo Archon's admonishments. Back to Venti time.
I see.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
What more can you tell me of Dvalin?
Up till the end, Dvalin remembered his duty as one of the 4 winds. As such, I don't intend to forcibly strip him of that duty and force my ideals of freedom onto him. I just hope that Dvalin will be able to choose for himself and understand what freedom is. Before I became an Archon, I too was taught the meaning of freedom in this way by a friend. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
What of the Abyss Order? What do we intend to do about them?
Kaya shared some new intelligence, you say? Oh, I see. So, the Abyss Order has a princess who orchestrated the plan to corrupt Dvalin? They were probably trying to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war for the Abyss. But that said, I have never heard of any such princess of the Abyss Order.
So, this is a recent development then. And we know already that it is Lumine who is their princess.
I think so too. Apparently. But how does a princess come out of nowhere and take command over the entire Abyss Order? If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
What do you intend to do about Signora and the fact that she stole your Gnosis?
That Fatui lady didn't hang around, did she? She just grabbed your Gnosis and left?
She wanted to avoid any eyewitnesses from the Knights of Favonius. The slightest slip-up here would have destroyed the Fatui's diplomatic relations with the Knights.
So they're just gonna keep acting like Mondstat's allies as if nothing happened?
If only the 7 nations had banded together against the Abyss Order in the first place. The Fatui possess the strongest military among the 7 nations, yet they've used it to steal the Holy Lyre, covet the power of gods, and use Dvalin as a bargaining chip against the Knights.
Speaking of the Lyre, didn't Diluc say something like this before? He said that the Fatui could only run amok across the 7 nations and threaten the Knights because of the Harbingers.
Yes. As I said earlier, the Geo Archon has given them authority and strength beyond that of other mortals. The Tsaritsa... I haven't seen her in 500 years. What is she thinking? What's her plan? Whatever the answer is, I have a feeling it's only going to make your search for the 7 all the more difficult. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
On the subject of deities.
As I said before, vision wielders are known as allogenes and may ascend to Celestia. A Gnosis is a higher-order nexus of elemental manipulation and is emblematic of an Archon's status as one of the 7. But as for which of the 7 took your sister, I'm sorry, I don't know. Wait, as one of the 7, I'm not clear of suspicion yet either, am I?
You look nothing like the goddess who took Lumine from us.
Hang on a hot second. Tone Deaf Bard is just one of Barbados' many incarnations. Who's to say that...
And besides that, we've known you long enough to trust you.
We're a great team indeed. Say, once you find your sister, how would you like to become one of the new 4 Winds?
I can't make any promises about that, I'm afraid.
You don't seem too into it. Hey, Tone Deaf Bard! If being one of the 4 Winds means free food, you can consider Paimon.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
That appears to be everything for now. So I thank you, and I will take my leave.
Well then, best be off to Liyue. If the dissension ritual you failed to tally, then another year you must dally.
That would be unfortunate. And the battle pass is open. And the spiral abyss as well. Yes. Yep.
Huh? Seems like we were just sent a strange book. It does have a really nice cover, though. Oh, Paimon's really curious. Let's read it and see what it's about.
And as it just so happens, that is our very next adventure. Going to Simulanka. As I said, I've already recorded a full playthrough of Simulanka's story with my main account. So, that part will be published elsewhere on the channel. But for now, this will end this episode. So, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And do check out my other content both on Genshin Impact and Elden Ring. And as always, have a good day.